Hi, Quinn. My name is Andreida de Negri. I'm from Los 40, Mexico. And nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Have you ever wanted to be noticed so badly?
Hi, Mom. You wanna hang out tonight?
Oh. You didn't even care what it was for?
To begin with, your film is an excellent satire about the big lie that social media can be. But also there are several messages against violence and how important the mental health is. What inspired you to make this movie with these important and strong topics?
I mean, it's so interesting because I think you've summed it up perfectly in that they're all topics that are important to me, and they're honestly all topics that, like, at the time I was writing this and still to this day, like, we kind of have to be confronted with daily in America, like the fear of violence and the like impact that it has on like public mental health, but then also like the kind of absurdity of the internet, like influencers and cancel culture and ads and diet tips and all of that. Like, it's just like an onslaught daily of like, where do I put my attention and what does it all mean? So I think I wrote it because I wanted to talk about how I was feeling like right at the moment when I was writing the script. And unfortunately, it's still very relevant now.
My name is Danny Sanders. And on April 10th,
a string of terrorist attacks struck Paris.
I almost died.
Just kidding.
We have known cases of influencers who are canceled due to the serious mistakes they made and later continue with their career as if nothing had happened. Do you think it's because they really change, or it's just because the people forget really quickly?
I mean, honestly, I think every story, every situation is different. I think cancel culture is one of those like very complicated topics where like we need to hold people accountable for their actions, but the way in which cancel culture holds people accountable is oftentimes just creating more chaos and pain and like isn't really helping or fixing anything. I think that like educating yourself and like self-reflecting and being critical of yourself is really the only way to grow. So I guess like people who've been canceled and have moved on and have really done self-reflecting, then yeah, I think they're okay. But yeah, I mean, our society certainly like forgets about drama and like downfalls very quickly and moves on. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. I think it's case by case.
The warning that you put on the beginning of your movie should be taken very seriously, because I have to tell you, I really hate Danny in the first episode, so in the first parts of the movie. And my question will be, from the beginning, you consider that Danny will become a better person thanks to Rowan, or was it because in some point you say, this is too much, Danny needs to change?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely interesting because I think what I wanted with the film was like, I wanted you to, yes, obviously you're supposed to fully see how unlikable she is as a character, how she represents a lot of very problematic actions in our society, and how like she kind of indulges the worst parts of herself in the story. But yeah, I mean, I think through her relationship with Rowan, it's interesting because it's really complicated. It's like, I think we should see how having a genuine bond with somebody like Rowan could make Danny a better person, but she's ultimately like co-opting Rowan's trauma like all the time, and she's exploiting her and taking her words and stealing her voice in a way that I think should make us root against the friendship at the same time. It's like it's a friendship that really benefits Danny more than it benefits Rowan, and it relies on the exploitation of Rowan. And so yeah, it's that's why I don't think her character has like a neat redemption arc, was because I certainly didn't want it to feel like I was telling a story about how like a young, oblivious, privileged white woman like becomes a good person through like an actual survivor of trauma's love. Like I wanted it to feel that at the end of the film, you were like, wow, you need to reflect on what she did and how maybe she doesn't deserve the spotlight anymore. But I still think that there's like a core message that like friendship is and love are ultimately the antidotes for like.
Be careful what you wish for.